going to defend him, sure, but they're not going to defend him that heavily. And Clock really doing work with the Rockets, managing to scout out most of the Scourge positions before this team fight happens. And Scourge really wants to force the issue, but they only have 3 heroes here, and Sentinel has 5 heroes nearby, so I don't know why they're posturing so aggressively. And it looks like we're going to have a showdown for this Tier 1 tower. Winner doing her thing, power shining to try to hate down the creeps a bit, try to slow down the push, but misses a little bit. Let's see if they're just going to give them this tower. I think they're just going to hand them the tower. Syllabear goes in, not before the tower goes down, and Syllabear's Bear doing as much as he can with that Radiance, and looks like they're going to focus on Necrolite first. Clock does a great save getting his Syllabear on the cogs, but not really well communicated to his Enigma, who drops his ultimate down on the same side. And it looks like they might... Nobody's died yet, just a whole lot of action. Syllabear's going to go down to Angel, and Necrolite really showing off, doing a lot of AoE damage and heal. It looks like Visage is going to go down as well. Let's see if maybe they can get one more here. There's that second hook going to... Razor, and it looks like they're going to get him. Rise might be going down to Windrunner here, but let's keep an eye on this Razor. He's the one to watch. He's the important hero here, and it looks like he's going to get away. Okay, oh, there's that third hook by Miguel. Oh my goodness, and Angel actually ends up getting the kill. And Eatonfish looks like he got that kill on Ducky, but paid for it with his life and gave it to Windrunner. And Windrunner getting a bit of hit down on Clock before he's able to come down to this tower and just take down, and goes for that another hook, but he unfortunately hits a creep and misses Windrunner. But Angel says, that doesn't matter, I'm going in. And as soon as Windrunner uses her Windrun, he banishes her to try to mitigate that effect, but unfortunately he decides that the tower's more important, or fortunately for him, he decides the tower's more important than Windrunner's life, and leaves Windrunner to go and heal. And I believe they're going to get this tower pretty much uncontested. No, Scourge is starting to spawn back up, but Sentinel's going to back out. They realize that they're probably a little low on HP and a little low on mana, and they don't have Necrolite here anymore, who is their main source of effective HP, keeping them alive in team fights. Doing an extremely good job of that, actually. And yes, he was the one that picked up a mechanism, and I'm not sure what he's going to make yet. He has an Ultimate Orb and a Vit Booster. He's just massing HP at this point, so we'll see what he makes. And let's see, Ogre has picked up Arcane Boots finally, so he's able to support his team a little bit better. Windrunner should be close to her Hex. Let's see how much gold she has. She's about 300 away, and Visage does have his mech finished. Syllabear has a BKB for himself, so goodbye there. I really like this. He's recognizing that the mid-game is coming to a close, and he needs to be effective and not just his bear. And Razor, has he picked up anything else? He's got a Ogre Axe. I'm not sure what this is going to be for. This is probably going to be a BKB, but I don't really see a reason for it, to be honest, because the Sentinel has 2 ults that go through this BKB, and don't have a whole lot of secondary stuns. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's see. It looks like Venge's going to be going for Django for her item of choice, and Necrolite's still the same items, and still nothing on Eatonfish, but he did recognize that Vanguard's probably not going to be a good idea, so he sells in ops for an Ogre Axe, which is probably going to turn into a BKB if this game goes long enough. And Angels has finally finished his BKB. Actually, yes, he just finished this. He did not have this for the last fight. You can tell pretty easily because he still has a 10-second usage out of it. And Rosh looks like it is getting ready to spawn up, or it just spawned. Rosh is up, so Sentinel realizes this and wants to go grab the Aegis for themselves. I would probably give this to Angel or Enigma. Make sure that Enigma gets his ult off and that Angel is alive to do all of his pure damage. And Clock gets caught totally out of position by the entire Scourge team. Unfortunately, he's just not going to have enough time. Now, watch what Ogre Magi did right here. Clock was right here, and Ogre was over here. He was making sure that Clock could not hook away because Clock has Aghanims, so he can hook to allies. And this just, by Ogre positioning himself below Clock, he was able to prevent Clock from, well, hooking himself away and saving his life. So very good awareness by Ogre Magi. Very well done. And I believe Scourge is going to be able to get this Roshan pretty much uncontested. Sentinel doesn't have their clock for initiating, and doesn't really have another way to initiate because Enigma did not get that dagger. The question is going to be who gets it this time, and yes, they give it to Razor, not Syllabear this time, recognizing that Razor is the stronger of the 2 heroes at this point in the game, whereas Syllabear is pretty much one step away from unkillable at this point. and can be pretty much left alone. Let's see, Scourge, now that they have the Aegis, should go push a lane. They have HP and mana, so I don't know why they're finagling around so much. I would probably go push bottom if I were them. It'd be a faster push to get into base if that's their goal, but they could also very easily go mid or go top to get the tower and get that gold. But team jungling, always a good thing at this point in the game, because this is the point in the game where 5-man ganks are normal. Because at this point, you go with your team or you don't go at all. Because this is where everyone is very powerful, and if you get caught out of position, you just die. As Clock clearly demonstrated earlier, this is the point where you need to stay with your team. Even though it's a little bit annoying to have to stay close to each other, you need to stay close together and stay in formation. It looks like Fizz is trying to do some scouting with his birds, but finding no one. Venge, also using her terror, and Clock using his rockets, spies out the Scourge in their jungle, and I don't know if they're going to try to initiate on them or what, but it looks like they are going to go through their jungle and try to clear it out. Let's see what they do. Clock is probably going to fire off one more rocket before they do this. Winter is invisible, so she's going to spy out she's going to spy out Angel, who is very much alone right now. Scourge could just totally kill him. I don't know why they're not going for it. And Angel sees himself blocked and doesn't see any Scourge heroes, realizes there's probably someone around here, and Winter's invis fades out, and Angel just goes for it. Winter has picked up her sheep, and Angel might be in trouble. Good swap by Vengeful, getting her carry out of danger and across difficult terrain. Oh, wow. Very well done by Cinder, and good awareness. And just generally a great play. And Venge will spawn up by the time that Scourge walks up to their base, so not too much losing Avenge to save your carry. And let's see, Scourge is opting not to push. I'm not sure what they're waiting for. I mean, they have everything they need. They've got a Sheep on Winter, they've got a Mechanism, they've got Arcane Boots, they've got a Radiance, and they've got a BKB, and they've got everything in the world on Razor, and they're still not pushing. Yes, he did go ahead and make a BKB, so he's just opting to go straight tank at this point. I have zero clue why they're not pushing. I mean, I really have zero clue why they're not pushing. This is poor decision-making by the Scourge. So, another name for this subtitle for this game is Poor Decision-Making at its Finest by Team OK. I don't know who the team captain is or how they make decisions, but they're not doing it well. If it's democracy and they're just arguing about it, well, you see why democracy is not such a great thing for Dota. And also, if it's just a team captain, get a new team captain. Let's see, I'm interested to see what Runner's going to go next. She could either go damage, she could go for a tank item, she could go for another utility item. I'm not sure what she would get, to be honest. She might be able to get away with a Cyclone, but that might be a little much. And Sentinel is smoked up, and it looks like they really want to go find the Scourge if they can. No, that's pink. That's not orange. I was like, what the heck is Miguel doing up here? Because I just saw him under Winter's little bit of light blue here. I was just like, that's just looked a little orange to me. And I was just like, no, surely not. But no, Miguel's here. And it looks like we got smoke on Scourge, and we're going to have smoke on smoke, and everyone finds everyone together. We've got all the BKBs going off. This is going to be chaos. Let's see who's going to go. Enigma trying to find a spot to drop his ult. Just waiting for that sweet time to get 2 or 3 heroes, but he really just needs to drop it here pretty soon, otherwise this teamfight's just going to be over. And every team trying to decide, it looks like Sentinel finally decides to focus on something, and Enigma's ult gets cancelled, not good. Enigma's going to get away with about 1 or 2 HP, and nobody has actually died yet, oh my goodness. And Rise is also in a little spot of trouble, getting his damage sucked off, and it looks like Ducky finally goes down to Venge, actually, so the support's battling out. It looks like Lacoste is going to pick off Miguel, who got caught all alone, but so is Razor alone, and he's going to go down, lose his Aegis, and I think Sentinel should back off now. Just settle for what you got and get out, because Razor's coming back, and he's going to be angry, and he's going to be hungry. And yes, they do smartly back out. So trading a Venge and a Clockwork for an Ogre Magi and getting rid of the Aegis. Getting rid of the Aegis is probably the most important thing that happened in that team fight, because it really does make the push for Scourge a lot weaker. And now that they've lost that Aegis, I don't think they can push all that effectively anymore. They're really letting this game go on for way, way too long. I don't know why. So they're just giving this Necrolite time to farm, which he has been doing very faithfully. He's finally got his Gunsus, and this Venge is going to get her items fairly quickly too, and they're just giving Angel all the time in the world to farm. I don't know what they're smoking over there. Let's see, Angel's up to nearly 4,000 gold, so he can get whatever he wants. I would probably go get a Shivas if I'm him. That's just me. And let's see, he's probably going to shop right now. Yes, he goes ahead and gets a Mystic Staff, so yes, he's definitely going to be getting a Shivas. Some people like to go for the extra damage and get an Orchid. I don't really think that's worth it on if you've got BKB and a Sheep Stick already. What Obsidian Destroyer really, really needs towards the end of the game is he needs armor like nobody's business. He has a fair amount on his own. He's got a base 11 right now, but he really would like some more if you see fit to give it to him. Let's see, Razor went ahead and got a pipe, so still just going tank. This guy needs to get some damage. Like, really just needs to get some damage. Enigma doing a good job scouting with the Eidolons, manages to find himself a Razor, and it looks like Sentinel's going to try to go for it, maybe? Miguel would like to, and he sees nobody's there. Let's see. And Enigma did finally get his BKB. He did not have it for that last fight, unfortunately, but he will have it ready and waiting for the next time. I think his ult might actually still be on cooldown. Yes, that's probably what Sentinel is waiting for. They're waiting for Enigma's ult to be off cooldown so that they can go push safely and be able to still have a team fight go in their favor. Because their whole team is centered around Enigma or Clock getting off a very good Cog or Black Hole, just isolating 2 or 3 heroes for the Scourge while they get picked off. And Obsidian Destroyer has gone ahead and picked up his Shivas. Wow. Really, really farming fast Angel is. So, Team Raped by Angel is getting raped by Angel. Sorry, I couldn't resist that joke. And it looks like Scourge is going to mass up top for a push, maybe. And, oh, goodness, I hope Ryze does not get cut out of position again. And Ryze going for a heart next. Just going straight tank, realizing that really, really embracing Necrolite's role of, I need to stay alive so I can heal. That's his whole shtick, is stay alive so you can heal, and then get one ult off on a hero that's about half HP so my team can finish him. So, good understanding by Ryze of how his hero works. And we've got a smoke on the Sentinel, and no smoke on Scourge. That would be funny. 2 smoke battles in the same spot would just be hilarious and just tickle me to death. And, ooh, Winter tries to go for the sneaky shackle shot, but isn't quite able to get it. And Visage being a little aggressive with his burst, and it looks like we're going to get a kill on Visage here. This is going to hurt the Scourge up a little bit because they won't have his... And we get a Black Hole just for Razor. I don't know if this is the best use of Black Hole, and he gets 4-staffed out by his team, so good job there. And it looks like he's going to go down anyway. So, 2 heroes down for Scourge. Sentinel has to transition to a push now. And Miguel making full use of his... Excuse me. Oh, Angel just rampaging everywhere. Actually, he could get a rampage right here. There's the Ultra. Let's see if he's going to get it. Maybe? Maybe? There's a rampage. You saw it here. Team raped by Angel got raped by Angel. Or rampaged by him. Oh, goodness. Good for you, Angel. I'm happy that he got the better of this silly team. And yes, they're going to get a Rax. This is probably a GG push right here. I don't know if they're exactly going to... if they're going to go straight for Throne. I would probably get this... And yes, they're going to go straight bottom and try to get another set of racks before the Scourge can spawn. Scourge is going to have maybe one last chance for a rebuttal to get a team wipe and push to the base, but I don't think it's going to happen. Sentinel is just too strong, too farmed at this point. And yep, there's that second Rax, and it looks like they're going to TP out, and I think that's GG right there. It hasn't been called yet. They're probably going to play it out, but this is definitely game over. And looks like... Actually, we're just going to go ahead and take a look at the scoreboard. And just to show... Wow, Angel's 15-1. I didn't even realize he had that big of a kill streak going. Wow. Look at his farm. He's at 232, Ryze at 241. Remember what I said about Ryze. He may lose early, but he's gonna find it. He actually came from the last in the farming pool to being first right now. He's out-farmed Sony, he's out-farmed Fear, and he's out-farmed Angel. Very impressive Necrolite by Rise. So if anyone ever wants to learn how to play Necrolite, watch this replay and watch Rise do it, because Rise knows what's up. Let's see, I'm just going to go ahead and pause this before it runs out on me. Let's see, Ducky, not the best Ogre match I'm going to be